Have you ever looked back and remembered a cartoon from your childhood you had long forgotten? An odd cartoon that completely escaped your mind, despite how it stood out from the other cartoons. Well, Braceface is one of those cartoons. The show aired back in the early 2000s on networks like Disney and Teletoons, and it's weird that many people have forgotten about this show. It may seem like some generic Disney fodder, but this show was far from the average cartoon. Braceface is about a 14-year-old girl named Sharon Spitz living her day-to-day life dealing with complicated situations, some of which caused by her braces. It was unlike any cartoon that has aired both back then and especially today, and on a children's network nonetheless. It's such an odd and out of place cartoon that I can't even fit my thoughts of it into one review. This show is so special I have no choice but to do 3 whole reviews, each tackling different episodes that clearly express my thoughts about this show. The episode we will be reviewing today in this video is an episode called Busted. Now, I don't want to spoil anything just yet, but I feel the need to place a warning out on this video. Braceface is a cartoon that crossed lines that no other cartoons would cross. This show is not subtle with the topics it brings up, and today's episode is by far the best example of that. So this is your one and only warning to now back out of this video before you are exposed to a rather uncomfortable scenario. With that said, let's get started. First off, I just want to say Braceface may have one of the absolute worst theme songs I have ever heard in a cartoon.
I've been dreaming of someone who was never real.
The song lyrics don't make any sense, it's horribly sung, and it feels as though it goes on for far longer than it should. I mean, I don't expect much from opening theme songs, but this show came out, our theme song is perfect. Even modern cartoons like Adventure Time and Steven Universe have theme songs that make sense and are well sung. I wouldn't be so hung up on it if it was just okay, but no, it's not okay. It's just bad. And with a theme song like that, it really puts you in the mood for what you're about to watch. The episode starts off with Sharon and her friend shopping at the mall. When Sharon goes to buy her friend some juice, the cashier mistakes her age and gives her a toy with her juice, which Sharon is not pleased about. And to make things worse, Sharon runs into Nina Harper at the mall. Nina is portrayed as Sharon's bully rival, although bully is a rather strong word for her. The more you watch Braceface, the more you see that Sharon is just as bad, if not worse than Nina. After watching a few episodes, you will find yourself rooting for Nina most of the time. Sharon is the one usually instigating or doing something rude to Nina first, so it's really sad when the show makes its bully character more redeemable than the main character. After the encounter with Nina, Sharon and her friends go to see a movie. However, Sharon is asked to show her ID in order to go see the movie, which is PG-13. The problem here, though, is that Sharon is the only one to get ID'd, while her friends were able to get their tickets just fine, which doesn't make sense as her friends look the same age, if not younger than Sharon, but that's not even half the issue. We learned that the reason Sharon keeps getting mistaken for a child is due to her breast size. I'm not even kidding you. See for yourself, guys.
Mr. Spy. Guess why they got in. They're pretty, developed.
Now, this still doesn't make any sense as Sharon's friends haven't developed breasts either, and so they should still have been ID'd as well. However, this brings up another huge problem. This episode is trying to say that women's maturity is judged by their breast size alone, which is completely wrong for so many reasons. Especially since breast size varies with women, and sometimes older women end up with smaller breasts. So stating that the only way to judge a woman's maturity is with her breast makes no sense, especially since Sharon seems to be the only character with this issue. And this is the point in the episode where the line gets crossed. From here on out, we're in dangerous waters, and if I'm going down, I'm gonna take all of you viewers with me. I mean, this show isn't even trying to be subtle about its topic, just look! So we cut to Sharon and her mom talking about growing up and filling out when Sharon's mom tells her to go out and buy a new outfit for a party being held at the mall. We then have a fashion montage of Sharon trying on clothes and complaining about how they don't make her look developed enough. After that catastrophe, the cashier decides to reveal the latest evolution in pump bra technology.
Enhancer 3000, you can go from cute to curvaceous whenever you want to.
Without hesitation, Sharon buys the pump bra and wastes no time trying it out.
Look at me now. I definitely look older.
Sharon believes her new bra makes a huge difference, and to prove it, she goes to the movie theater again to get a ticket. After getting her ticket, Sharon believes the new bra finally makes her look like an adult, and so Sharon goes to school the next day with a skip in her step, and every guy checking out her breasts.
Hi, guys. Don't you get it? It's just the way you're acting. That's the difference.
Sharon's friend brings up yet another good point. Will this point ever have plot relevance and lead to a good moral lesson at the end of the episode? We cut back to the mall where Sharon runs into her stepbrother and his friend who Sharon finds herself attracted to. Afterwards, we cut to the fashion show, and this seems like the perfect time to bring up another point. You'll notice that most of the background characters and all the fashion models are all very flat-chested women. This stands out more as the episode is so focused on showing how important breasts are, yet over 95% of the female characters in the show are flat-chested. Even the adult characters. So far, the only women with big breasts in the episode are those with plot relevance. I also believe this is one of the only episodes to have any big-breasted women in it. And that's fine, you don't need to draw a lot of big-breasted women in your show. The problem is this episode is trying to show how important women's breasts are for maturity. And yet Sharon is the only girl having a problem with this, despite every other character being flat-chested. And I realize it's odd for me to pay so much attention to the other characters' breast sizes, but don't blame me for this episode's half-assed message. There are much better ways to handle the topic of maturity, and there are far better messages to give young female viewers. Not only is this episode spreading a very flawed and terrible message, but it fails at even giving proper logic to its message. So after the show, we cut back to Sharon's stepbrother. Oh, what a coincidence. The exact same characters as before, and the only ones with big breasts. I mean, what are the odds we keep seeing these exact same two characters multiple times throughout the episode? And these are the only two characters to have big breasts drawn on them. This again just shows how flawed this episode's message is. We then have a weird scene with Sharon's stepbrother ogling over her breasts rather creepily, and I know this show tackles some very dangerous topics, but I really hope that incest isn't the next on that list.
I'd gone from being treated like a kid to being noticed as a grown-up.
This reminds me of another flawed point in the episode. Sharon got the pump-up bra in order to seem like more of an adult. However, so far Sharon has yet to be treated like an adult. The only thing she managed to do was get a movie ticket without being ID'd. Beyond that, all that has happened is guys staring at her and getting the hots for her new breasts. That's not being treated like an adult, it's just getting disrespectful attention. But maybe that's intentional. Maybe this episode will bring that point up in what could be a far better message than what they are going for. Spoilers, the answer to that is no. Sharon and her friends make it to the party when they run into a guy who can't stop looking at Sharon's breasts. Sharon scolds him for it and talks to him about how it's disrespectful. But why now? Sharon has been going through the whole episode wanting attention and loving all the guys checking out her new breasts, yet now she sees it as a problem. Hell, in the previous scene, Sharon enlarges her bra again just to get more attention. So what's the difference between then and now? Yes, it's disrespectful, but shouldn't this have been brought up earlier in the episode? But hey, maybe this is going to be part of the overall message in this episode. As if. Hey look, it's those four boobs, I mean 2 girls from earlier. Like seriously, were they afraid to give the breasts to any other characters? I mean, it's sad that these 2 characters only exist just to be the boob girls.
Hey Sharon!
Oh, so now Sharon is okay with people staring at her breasts again. Seriously, make up your mind, episode. Either have it be disrespectful or have her enjoy the attention. You can't have it both ways. I mean, I guess it makes sense for her to like the attention from the guys she likes and not some random strangers, yet she didn't have a problem with it earlier. So really, the continuity of this episode is all sorts of fuck. Anyways, back to the plot. Sharon's friend gets into another argument with her, again for how she's acting, and you know, this would be the perfect time in the episode for Sharon's friend to tell Sharon how it is, telling her how the bra has changed her. not making her into an adult, but rather some attention-seeking child, finally earning this episode some redemption in its overall message. And will this show take this opportunity? Fuck no, it won't. Again, Sharon is confronted by Nina, and again, despite how Sharon has been acting this whole episode, you'll find yourself rooting for Nina. She's one of the only characters telling Sharon how it is, and how she is acting like a child. So yeah, again, way to make the bully one of the only redeemable characters. Anyways, Sharon finally gets her slow dance with her brother's friend when he decides to make the move on her. In shock, Sharon panics and pushes him away, accidentally dropping the remote for her bra and breaking it. Her bra then starts to enlarge and it keeps getting bigger and bigger. Now, the sensible thing would be to go to a private location like the bathroom and remove the bra. But what does Sharon do?
Almost there. Just keep smiling and moving.
From all of this? Yeah, she kinda deserved it, for multiple reasons, and so Sharon leaves the party in tears. After this whole crazy endeavor, what has Sharon learned from all of this?
I quit smoking, so now I'll probably get tooth decay.
You quit?
Her stepbrother finally gave up smoking. Wait, did they forget what episode this was? I'm pretty sure they got the messages mixed up, but really, this was the message we've been waiting for.
Something's right.
So, you make mistakes. It's okay. You'll learn.
Wait, did they seriously forget what this episode was about? The whole point of Sharon buying the bra was so people would treat her like an adult, but we never see anyone actually treat her like an adult except for one time. The problem with this episode was they tried tackling too many messages at once. They were trying to show why girls shouldn't be in a rush to grow up, how disrespectful it is for women to only be seen for their breasts. How what matters for a person is their personality and not their body. You can say they were trying to go for some good messages here, but in the end, the episode was just a clusterfuck of half-assed ideas that never worked. Sharon came out of this episode as she came in, with nothing learned, but this is just a taste of what Braceface has to offer. I chose to do this episode because I wanted to show how far this show crossed the line. People were amazed by the subtle sexual content in Steven Universe, but Braceface makes it look like Sesame Street. This is by far one of the most over-the-line episodes I have seen of this show. But it's not the only one. They have episodes dealing with Sharon getting drunk off rum and coke, and an episode dealing with sexual abuse. And those are just a few examples, so now that I covered just how far this show can cross the line, my next review of Braceface will cover one of the worst aspects of Braceface. And to give you a hint, this episode is very heavy in that aspect. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to help support future reviews, and I'll see you in the next review.